Hello everybody, welcome to the Empressive channel. I don't know what's going on, I don't know what's in the air, but it seems like everybody is separating. Now, Iman Shumpert and Teyana Taylor are the latest couple to separate, and a lot of people, of course, were taken back by surprise because people love Teyana and Iman together. They had amazing chemistry together. I remember when they sat down and did an interview with GQ, and they were asked questions about each other, and Iman knew everything about Teyana. It's like they knew each other so well. They even had a reality show, and it made people love them and their little family. However, everything we see up front is not how it is behind the scenes. And I should have noticed that there was something going on between Iman and Teyana when they both stopped making appearances together. Around the summertime, Teyana was actually confronted by Chris Brown, and I was thinking, well, where is her husband, Iman? Like, what's going on, and why didn't he address the situation? I thought that was weird, but now it makes sense. They weren't together during that time. Teyana actually revealed that they've been separated for a while, and this is what she said in her post. Not too much on my bestie. In all fairness, Iman and I are separated and have been for a while. To be 1000% clear, infidelity ain't one of the reasons for our departure. We are still the best of friends, great business partners, and one heck of a team when it comes to co-parenting our two beautiful children. Most importantly, we are family, and in the 10 years together, 7 years married, we ain't ever played with or about that. We just keep y'all out the group chat, LOL, which is the reason we've been able to successfully and peacefully separate without all of the outside noise. The only reason I'm even sharing this part of the chat is because the narratives are getting a little out of hand and it's unfair to all parties involved. I hope this provided some clarity for y'all. Okay, Auntie Tay taking y'all back out the chat. Bye. So Teyana is shutting down the rumor that they broke up because of infidelity. Now, over a week ago, Iman was kind of put on blast for messing around with other girls. In fact, there's this one girl who was posted on the neighborhood talk, and she was wearing his chain, and it became a big thing. But Teyana wanted to make it clear that infidelity was not the reason. It seemed to me like they did have an amicable split. However, I do wonder what happened between them for them to get to this point, because they did seem so close. I personally believe, and this might not be true, but I personally believe that the disconnect between them happened because they were inviting too many people in their bedroom, okay? Teyana and Iman have been open about the fact that they do have threesomes, and a lot of couples out there do it, and they're able to stick together through it all. But what it does is it opens up the door for a lot of temptation and a lot of distractions. And even though Teyana said that she and Iman didn't separate because of any infidelity, I do believe that they probably explored some situations outside of their marriage, and it created a disconnect. And this is just my speculation. I'm not saying that it's true, but I wouldn't put it past them either. And I'm not going to say that threesomes is what caused them to go their separate ways, but I will say it probably was a big contributing factor in why they started to become disconnected in the first place.
Is this something that you guys have done frequently in having menage a trois?
No, that's what I'm saying. I think that's the mix up. You know what I'm saying? People hear it and think that is like a thing where it's like every day we just taking bitches down. Like that's not that. It just be those times where like we just like if we on vacation, like our anniversary, like you know what I'm saying? Like it's just certain times where like, you know, like in the beginning I wanted to try it. Like I said, I'm Dora the Explorer. Now as far as my sexual preference and what I want to do, that's me. That's never, I don't do anything sexual to keep my man. The sex is crazy regardless. The sex is already crazy before y'all marry, y'all just boyfriend and girlfriend. Like once y'all get married and vow to be with somebody, you know, vow to be with one another for the rest of your life, it's just like, what's next? Like I'm a Sagittarius. We need, let's try, let's do it. Like
we homies.
At the same time, I'm never gonna put myself in a position that like I can't handle. Like this ain't a thing where, oh, he's gonna go behind your back and deal with her. Nah, this ain't.
What about you, man? Do you ever get jealous? Like now, when was this a woman she was messing with before?
I get jealous, but I don't be like. I feel
And
like
you a
it's
Cancer
That's
too?
what's crazy. No,
That
but a
makes
lot
me
of
a
people,
human,
a lot of people think that I like girls, but like my first time like dealing with like another girl was with my husband. Like I don't You know,
Teyana,
like I'm
can I
not,
ask you
I'm
for
not
some
on that type of
advice?
time.
So those were just sound bites of Teyana and Iman talking about their threesomes. And you heard Teyana say that she was the one who kind of was really curious about having a threesome at first because she wanted to explore more. And in this situation, I think curiosity killed the cat. I think the more they started to explore, the less they became interested in each other. And that's really what it boils down to. Teyana said that she didn't start messing with women until she got with Iman. So maybe women started to become more of her preference over time. Who knows? And in Iman's case, he started wandering and looking for something to satisfy his lust. So I think that threesomes are the root of why they started to grow apart. And it's really unfortunate because I liked Iman and Teyana together and they do have 2 young children. I would hope that maybe they could turn things around and work things out, but they're going to have to set some boundaries and make some serious changes before that happens. But the situation is unfortunate. I will say that. Now, moving on, I want to briefly talk about this whole Chris Brown and Tinashe beef. Now, recently, Tinashe sat down on the Zach Sang show, and Zach Sang asked her a question about working with controversial figures like R. Kelly and Chris Brown. And what Tinashe said really triggered Chris. This is what she said.
Attached to things that felt labely, would you put in that category the songs you did with R. Kelly and Chris Brown?
Oh, you think I wanted? I literally I block out that R. Kelly song from my mind. I forget that even exists. That is so embarrassing. That is so unreal that I even have a song with R. Kelly. That's so embarrassing. No. Yes, that was labeling.
Yeah, knowing you, it actually like hurts me that like somebody put you in that position and
I was
forced
so
you to
young
do
too, which is crazy because I feel like I did that song when I just signed to that label. Like I was probably like 20.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
and I think the public perceives it as you doing
Of
that
course.
willingly and not understanding that like you lack a lot of control in that situation.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, you do. 1,000%.
If any, like you probably like.
And especially when it comes to singles, like for example, that song with Chris, that was a song that I put, a lot of like, we all wanted it to be like this big moment, this big single. So I feel like in their mind, they were like, you need this support. And he was like their biggest artist that they had on rhythmic radio at the time. And to me, I was like, well, this is a pop song. So I really don't feel like we should put Chris on it. Like that, I don't like that doesn't compute to me, but I don't know.
Your computation was 100% correct.
I don't know.
Now, I didn't see anything wrong with what Tinashe said, and I found it interesting how people were going in on her, but honestly, she was calling out her label and how they were making her do collaborations that didn't make sense. Now, she could have put her foot down and said no if she felt that strongly about it, but she was young and she was doing what the label was telling her to do. And she felt like if she didn't do what they told her to do, they would not release her project. And that's what eventually happened to her. RCA really did give her a hard time when releasing music. So I do think she was pressured to collaborate with certain artists to ensure that she gets a hit. And speaking about Chris in particular, she did a song with him called Player. And she said it didn't make sense for her to do a collaboration with an R&B artist like Chris because Player is a pop song. So I didn't see anything wrong with what she said, but Chris, of course, got in his feelings like always, and he took shots at Tinashe. He said, name 5 Tinashe songs or die. Everybody dead. She's full of that evil. Shawty career is non-existent. What's more embarrassing is that she worked with all of these people and not one of us could save her career. Now, I thought this is so unnecessary. I mean, Chris is too sensitive. He really is too sensitive. Now, it's interesting to me that he had this energy towards Tinashe, but he didn't say anything when Selena scrunched up her face at the mention of his name at the VMAs. See, he's very particular at who he goes at, and he went at Tinashe because he knows Tinashe is an easy target. She's a lesser known artist and it's easy to pick at her. But to be honest, I didn't think what she said was wrong. Now, I will say this. I can understand where Chris's frustration lies when it comes to the fickleness in the industry and how two-faced people can be. You'll have certain artists who act like they don't like Chris, but secretly behind closed doors, they're singing all of his songs and begging for a feature. So I think he hates the fakeness and he gets easily triggered when one of his peers speaks down on him. But that doesn't justify him being overly emotional and petty when he doesn't need to be. In this situation, I didn't feel like he needed to be petty towards Tinashe. He's just too sassy, if you know what I mean. But Tinashe didn't really respond. However, she was getting a lot of support from her fans. And I noticed that she liked an interesting tweet. This is the tweet that she liked. "You already know we riding with you. I got a good feeling you rejected Chris and he's still butt hurt over it. That would explain his hostility and weird obsession with you. LOL." So I guess that's Tinashe's way of confirming that Chris is salty that she rejected him years ago, because this is not the first time Chris has come out against Tinashe. In fact, there was a situation that happened years ago when the R&B singer Kehlani got exposed for cheating on Kyrie Irving with Party Next Door. And the situation got so overwhelming for her that she attempted to end her life. Chris Brown got on the internet and started mocking her, saying that she was doing it for sympathy. And a lot of people started to unfollow Chris when he did that, including Tinashe. And Chris was upset that Tinashe unfollowed him because they just worked on a song together. So he was really upset about that, and he said a few things, and Tinashe did respond.
So when people assume that those tweets were about you and My Girl Zendaya.
Yeah.
When he was just like, F it, you need me, blah, 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 blah. Like, what was your reaction to that?
I just kind of laughed it off.
Really?
I felt like it was just so unnecessary. And I was just like, what? That's just so unnecessary.
Right.
I don't think that follows on Twitter are like a big deal.
Yeah.
So.
Chris saw this interview and called Tinashe a hobbit face. This is what he said. "I hope she talked about her career for most of this interview. Who is Shay? Tinashe. I hope they rehearsing for those performances. Power 106 charity basketball game halftime show. Give her credit though. 36-year-old hobbit face blank. We want music. We want music. We want music. Teach me how to jerk face blank. Child." To this day, I can't believe he called her a hobbit face. Chris Brown is a menace. But looking at it all, it seems as if Chris Brown was in his feelings because Tinashe rejected him. His ego couldn't take the rejection, so this is why he's still pressed over Tinashe. Anyway, tell what y'all think about this video down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.